Yo, you are listening to Everyday Superpower, where we talk about body language, we talk about game, that's relationships, that's attraction, that's repulsion, we talk human dynamics, we talk strategy, we talk everything in between. I've got two links in the description of this video, okay? One of the links being a YouTube playlist of mine, all right? It's the A to B of body language, it's the entire catalogue, so you'll be able to read people's minds through just observing them in their day to day basis. Second to that, I have a link to the Patreon account as to where you will join me in watching real dates unfold, and I will showcase you seductive attraction and negative repulsion cues engaged by both parties, as to which you'll never forget. It's the real game. Now, we're going to have a little talk on this one, separate to what we tend to. I am going to talk about attraction, and I'm going to be talking to you as a man, all right? My audience is primarily men. So I just want to say I've got a note in my notepad in regards to this one because I felt it was. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a reoccurring theme as far as not only being a man, an honourable man, but in relation to what a woman is going to be looking for as well, okay? And I've titled this one, Everything You Are Is Enough. So be honest, okay? I know there's a lot of insecure people around there, and we all have weak points. We all do have insecurities through one way or another. I mean, we can be a generally sturdy and firm individual, well-rounded individual, but there's going to be particular elements of us, or aspects of our psyche, roots from our childhood and so forth that make us feel a little uncomfortable, and unconsciously we might act away from that. We might overcompensate. We might feel uncomfortable when that space is touched, okay? Verbally, psychologically, anything in between. Now, I want to tell you that honesty is very attractive in relationships, okay? Imagine, and it goes both ways. Imagine if the girl you're involved with started lying to you, or you caught them out. One time that lie is caught, given that it's not a little white lie, given that it's a proper barefaced lie, you will never be able to trust that person wholeheartedly ever again. And consciously, you might be silly enough to think so, but your survival mechanism, the part of you that wants to procreate and ensure that the child is yours, that's going to be triggered. And there's always going to be this underlying discomfort due to the fact there was dishonor within the relationship between you both. And this, of course, spans above and beyond, sexual relationships, you and your friends and so forth. It's to be taken very seriously. So, what I'm trying to tell you is be comfortable to an extent and own your weaknesses, all right? We don't need to highlight them. I mean, to some extent, vulnerability is attractive and a necessity when it comes to fluid communication. You're not a stone wall, okay? Everybody has weak spots, but you need to learn that who you are is no different to anybody else, and everybody else is not anywhere near perfect. It's literally impossible. And you do have brilliant highlights and elements of yourself that you can give forward. I mean, do you know how many men I've come across who have called themselves 6 foot? I might be either side of 6 foot. Hold on. So it's very clear to me when someone's telling a porky. So I don't understand why people do it. You know where I'm coming from? You know where I'm coming from? Let alone girl inches when it comes to the other department, yeah? You know what I mean? Do you think the girls will come up with them sizes, or has it been elsewhere? You know what I mean? Don't be insecure, because the thing is, in in relation to when I was talking about the height thing, this comes to mind purely as it was so recent. We're having a laugh looking at one of our friends' dating profiles, yeah, and he had put 6 foot and he wasn't. And we were in communication around the table with females there, and he embarrassed himself for the sake of being a liar. You look insecure, and the thing is, if you're insecure, what what good are you gonna be in a relationship? It's not good. You have to own up to who you are because that is how you grow. If you have to lie about who you are to yourself and to the world, then come on, come on. You have everything you already need, right? And I know about the black pill community. Ah, I don't have the genetics, bro. Oh, I don't have that. It's over. It's over. Bruh, that's because you're projecting your masculine perspective upon women in the game of attraction. It goes above and beyond genetic makeup as far as your aesthetic appearance is considered. You know what I mean? There's so much more at stake. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a trigger switch in a woman that is attracted to good genes purely for you know, the benefit the offspring receive. Okay, so I'm not saying if you're 5'5", you're gonna have the same game as someone who's 6 foot upwards, right? That's not the case, most definitely. I'm not dumb, all right. I'm not one of these heads who have read a couple of red pill books and say, "Oh yeah, you know what? All you need to do is hit the gym and read Think and Grow Rich." No, that's not the case. Okay, genetic makeup does play a major part, but if you can't change it, let me give you a bit of insight of me, right? When I was a teenager, I hung out with a lot of insecure people, right? I hung out with a lot of insecure people. I didn't know no better. I felt a bit insecure about things I couldn't change. Facial features, yeah? Let me tell you something about me. I felt uncomfortable thinking that I had a big nose, right? Bruh, women love big noses. Have you seen how it gets flipped on its head as you start to see things from the other way around? Women love big noses, right? On this channel before, we spoke on this to some degree earlier. Now, this was a bit back, so you might not have seen that video that we did. But I even spoke about going bald as a man. Oh, no, it's over. It's hell on earth. I'm going bald. Oh, no. Bruh, do you know why you're going bald? Because you have male pattern baldness. Okay? Inherently, it's masculine. Just shave it off. You're going to look 10 times as good, and you're going to look confident and cool as hell, and you're going to look masculine, overtly masculine. Generally speaking, women aren't going around with bicked off, shaved, zero heads. But you as a man are to be respected, are to be feared, because you have the boldness to be able to do so. Alright, so not only are you bald, you're bold as well. You see where I'm coming from? Male pattern baldness is what men have. You are a man and they are a woman. So don't you feel uncomfortable because you are going through it. You should wear it with pride. Okay? You have everything you need. You have everything you need. Now, you shouldn't go forth and highlight that which a woman would find unattractive. Okay? And you have to be a salesperson in regards to giving what the other person wants. I'm not to say be completely comfortable to the extent where you are showcasing your love for video games to women, that you spend 20 hours locked in a room playing video games. I'm not saying you should highlight the fact that you're still living with your parents at your grown man age. Now, I'm not to say it's a bad thing. I'm not to say you can't enjoy video games. I mean, I ain't had a console in a minute, but I don't mind jamming out on some crap phone game or something. You know what I mean? I've got no problem with that. But it's not appealing to women. All right. I lived at home into my 20s. You know what I mean? So I'm not hating on that either. But I know it's not appealing to women because I've been on dates. I've brought women back to my mum's house. It's not a good thing. So you have to own who you are, because you best believe I got shit tested when it came to going on dates, and women could sniff it out, and they brought up just like, oh, you're living with your mum and all that. You gotta own it, and respectfully, you will garner, a positive reaction purely down to the fact you're not lying about who you are, and you have ownership in regards to that. Yeah, I am still living at my mother's. It's not an optimal situation. I am wanting to move out. I'm just not financially stable to do so at this point. And there you go, boom. You're not financially stable to do so. Oh, women want a man with money. You can't say that. You don't have to go out of your way to highlight these things, right? Because competitively speaking, the woman's probably going to think, right, well, you've shut me down because um, I need a man who can provide, right? First and foremost, need a man who can provide. So you're not doing yourself a favour there. And competitively speaking, she could go on the date with the next man who's got a couple of quid and a place of his own. That can't be helped. That can't be helped. But right now, you are there with her and she's giving you her utmost attention, right? So even though you're not necessarily playing the game too well, you are completely owning who you are. And that's better than the next man who's got a Rolex on his wrist, yeah, but has to lie about where he got his money because he's scared to tell her that it comes from, you know what I mean, his parents and his father's business because he can't put his best foot forward and become a man by himself, right? So, fellas, who you are, you must own it. That's not to say there's no game involved in this. There's no smart communication, you know? You don't want to go out of your way to consistently keep showcasing confidence in negative traits. Let me tell you something about me. I hate cooking. I don't want to cook in my entire life, man. A woman's not gonna find that attractive. You know what I mean? What's sexier than a man who's good in the kitchen, who can provide life? You know what I mean? That is life, full stop. And it's primitive, okay? It's hardwired into us to find incredible bond over the sharing of food, all right? It's nurturing. What happens when the mother falls ill and I have to prepare food for the child? I'm not going to be good on that. But when it comes to it, I'm not going to lie about it because then what happens when we're going well, we're in this relationship, or at least we've been dating for so long, she's made me food, and then she says, now it's your turn to cook. What happens then? You know what I mean? She's going to start looking at me funny when it's revealed that I'm a liar, okay? And she'll say, why did you have to lie about that? You know, she might be a little bit bothered about the fact that you can't cook, right? But she's not gonna dump you for the fact that you can't cook and the fact that you've been honest about it. If anything, she's gonna look at you and think, you know what? I can't argue against the fact that you've been upfront about it. You know what I mean? I don't want to cook because I don't have the time. I would rather create as an artist. I would rather chase the money. I would rather live my life, you know? So you may find enjoyment and quality time in cooking. Me personally, I don't find the value in it. Food is fuel to me. I'm not too fussed about what I intake. If it's healthy, it's healthy. You know, I'll go to the shops and buy some fruits and vegetables and everything I need there. I don't need to mess about. So, own who you are. Yeah, because there's nothing worse than you not being able to do so. To be uncomfortable in your own skin is a bad place to be, and I've been there. Like I said, in relation to the nose thing, I've been there, yeah, I've been there. But you soon should learn to understand that what you can't change is what makes you unique because nobody else has got what you have, right? Oh, there's somebody out there for everyone. Within reason. Within reason. What you perceive as not attractive is you looking at that particular trait through the eyes of a man. You don't have the brain of a woman, alright? Oh, I'm short, I'm short. Yeah, but imagine how many insecure short men they are. And when you come forward as a confident short man, imagine what that woman's gonna think when she looks at you. Wow, I've not seen this before. This is more special to me than the guy who's 6'4" and feels uncomfortable about this, that, and the third. He's built like a brick shithouse, right? He's on steroids. He's absolutely huge. The general man will think, "Whoa, how can I compete with him?" The woman's looking at that. Not only is it uncanny valley because it's biologically and naturally incorrect, because he's got more testosterone flowing through his veins than what is animalistically natural, but it's a overt showcase of insecurity and overcompensation. So these are the games you have to play, and when I say these are the games, this is the reality you have to perceive. Everybody is flawed. I am a man, and you are a man. If you are a man listening to this, you are a mirror reflection of myself, and I want you to feel incredible and without being pompous or narcissistic and self-indulgent. I just want you to feel like I want you to take a moment to be realistic and understand you've been given what you've been given for this one life you are now living, and you don't have the time to be wound up at things that won't matter by the end of this. You're not gonna be there on your deathbed thinking, you know what, I was completely right in whinging about this. And I know that it's harder and it's easier said than done, right? Insecurity is a problematic thing. Michael Jackson, the biggest pop star in the world, had insecurity like pumped into him by factors that weren't of his own doing, through his father and through the media picking on him and only highlighting, enhancing this eccentric, path he had taken as far as his image was concerned. Yeah? So it's not like I think that you can just become exempt of it. But take it from me, who's somebody who's come from, you know, um, image issues and had to find comfort in oneself through understanding that it really does not matter, because the only person who is perceiving these things are myself only. Don't get me wrong, people might make comments, you might get bullied as a child and so forth as to where certain things are said and they stick with you. But there's so much more when it comes to attracting women, and believe it or not, how you look doesn't play a great big role in it. I'm gonna leave that there. Of course, we've had a little bit of a ramble on this one, but I speak passionately when it comes to this. I don't want you feeling down in the dumps. The most handsome men are the most insecure. The most beautiful women are the most insecure. Okay? Why do you think they are the most beautiful? Why do you think they are the most handsome? It's because they have groomed themselves into being that. It's because they are focused on their body fat being of a certain percentage. It's because they apply their makeup, they apply their moisturizer, they dress in the way they do in order to enhance and in order to accentuate these features to a degree as to which is above and beyond absolutely everybody else, but maybe to such an extremity that it showcases what one should not feel if they are of such beauty. I'm signing out on this one, people. I just want to say one love. Soon.